Tonight, we'll be hosting a candlelight vigil in support of victims of sexual harassment and assault. The hope is that we can all stand together in unity, considering the fact that prevention starts with you, which is this year's theme.
We're going to have a couple of stories of true victims, and we're going to go into our guest speaker. Her name's Valerie.
The night before the end of the exercise, I woke up when he joined me in the vehicle. I thought I was asleep when he touched me inappropriately. I froze, in shock and in disbelief. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I didn't defend myself. I was too scared. Scared of what everyone else would think. What if no one believed me?
A strong, cohesive network of victim assistance professionals are available to support anyone who has been sexually assaulted, regardless of the identity or status of the perpetrator. Leaders at all levels must ensure soldiers are aware of ramifications of unwanted sexual contact. Fratricide amongst fellow soldiers must be stopped within the Army's community.
I wasn't too worried when he said he had to stop by his buddy's apartment to check on it, as his buddy was on TDY. I just waited in his truck, listening to music. He called me to his friend's house, saying it was going to take him a bit longer than he expected, and I could grab a soda. I thought it was a little weird, but went along with it. It had been a long day, and I was thirsty. From the top of the stairs, he called, "Hey, you've got to see this." I asked him what, and he just repeated himself. I walked up the stairs and saw a condom pack waiting on the railing, and turned around. But he pushed me into the bedroom. When he was done, he took me back to the barracks and dropped me off.
My presence speaks for those who cannot. I was assaulted by someone I thought was a friend. We had gotten together so many times to have drinks, play video games, or watch movies. I never thought they'd go as far as to assault me when I was drunk. As a sergeant, I didn't want my command to know about the assault, so I filed a restricted report. I wasn't sure I really needed the therapy, but there were times I felt overwhelmed. I would contact my VA and arrange a time to meet and talk about what was happening. They always offered therapy, and eventually I agreed and talked to a social worker who specialized in military sexual trauma.
Sam came over and made soup, and we played video games for a while. I knew I wasn't going to be able to sleep without the pain medication they had given me, so I told Sam I needed to sack out. Sam asked to finish the level and lock up on leaving. It sounded good to me. I just wanted to take the meds and go to sleep. Instead, I woke up to Sam on top of me. I've never felt so betrayed. How could my best friend do this to me? I didn't know who to trust after that. I quit hanging out with my friends. Some wouldn't even talk to me after I reported the rape. My advocate and therapist helped me realize that it wasn't my fault. Yet even after the court-martial, where he got 2 years and a bad conduct discharge, I just couldn't feel safe in the Army. I wanted to make it a career, and instead it was a nightmare. I was medically discharged. The Army lost 2 soldiers, and I had to start my life all over again. I don't know if I'll ever be able to trust quite like I did before.
I'll tell you that when someone discloses a sexual assault to us, it's not about us and our comfort. It's about that victim. Nothing anyone says will make the rapes being degraded and abused, nothing anyone says will make that less of a reality for me. But a friend's presence after that disclosure can begin to erase some of that shame. Just hearing the words, "I got you, I'm not going anywhere," no matter how horrific your story is, can be enough. A common response to my desperate attempts to tell someone what was wrong was, "You need to go get help." And I'd be bounced around, always to someone else more qualified. So I began to believe that I was just too broken, or my problems were too big to be heard, when all I needed was someone just to be present. So the uniform that many of you wear is just a visual representation of that larger ethos that goes beyond the formal events like this. And I've heard a lot lately this term call to action. It's a term that I really, really have come to love over the last few weeks. I love it because it can't stop at words, and it can't stop after April is over. So this is your call to action tonight. Being a warrior means taking action when something doesn't seem right. believing the victim who breaks the silence, being willing to sit in that dark place, doing those regular battle checks with those around you, and when you ask someone how they're doing, mean it and really listen.
But these stories serve to reinforce our resolve that we will never accept nor tolerate sexual assault within our ranks. No one should be the subject of this kind of abuse.
It's been a great month, and Fort Huachuca has been fabulous, and our leadership has been tremendous, and I know they will continue to be so. So this will continue to be a great place, and we'll continue to work to prevent and eliminate sexual harassment and sexual assault.